Hey, good morning, guys. We got it to Friday. Great. Yesterday it was so hot. Um, I hope this heat wave is going to disappear for some of us that are sometimes out in the elements. But man, I am ready for fall. I'm ready for some venison chili. I'm ready for football. If we got any guys who do the fantasy football, maybe hit me up. We are looking for people to put in our team. Um, if push comes to shove, so you know, if that's something you like to do, on your spare time or whatever, I mean, I like to. It's fun. Anyways, look, today I'm doing a. I guess I wouldn't say that my analysis are pre-rehearsed, but I do like to get through the tickers a little faster. But today I've erase the lines and everything, as in the price lines, and I'm doing these in real time today, as in I'm just going to throw the analysis like I normally would if I was just looking at a chart for the first time. Well, obviously I've looked at SPY many times, but hey, this is great. I mean, I think we're finally going to move today, and we're out of this stalling that we've been. I haven't checked on the news to see what was uh, what was the push, because I also saw Bitcoin was up this morning as well. See, this is the issue with people who try to short Bitcoin. You're trying to short a pullback. Don't don't short pullbacks. That's a terrible idea. Unless you can short the top, do not short a pullback. And I would say that for any stock, honestly. And just a quick tip: if you're using the bands, right, i.e., you're a member, uh, if it's in the lower green bands, that's usually a probability to go up. Correct? Yes. Well, I was thinking about this last night. If the price does keep falling in those bands, that would still be a bad place to sell. So just keep that mentality, right? Anytime you see it in the green bands, just be prepared that it's going to go back up. So that's just one thing I like to teach my guys. And, it's a real simple solution to, life's problems when it comes to emotions and getting that, what do you say, too involved, too involved into a trade like that. Um, yeah, so SPY. Let me get back on what we're supposed to be doing today. So 444, I see a level right there, that could be a support, right? So if we break that 444 again, we'll say 444 50, because we also have to remember today is expirations for weeklies. I don't know if it's a monthly as well. I'd have to take a look, but for weeklies, it's the expiration on contracts for SPY. So if that's the case, we might see a pop up to all time high, maybe 446 at the open, and then maybe it just starts dribbling and going slow again. We've seen these patterns before, so we know what to kind of expect sometimes when it comes to the market. And especially on Fridays, we'll have this surge in the first part of the morning, and then it just kind of dribbles off, and then about 2 o'clock, 2:30 ish, we get busy again. So this is it's very important to take your profits in the morning and set a new plan for the next week. All right, so back to this. So 444, that would be our support right now. If we can, I think max is 446. If we can hit 447, great. But 446, that's our first spot, right? Let's be conservative right now. And then, if we do break, we could, retest 443. So that's what I have for SPY. So let's check another one. Let's check out Ride. So this was from a user that sent this to me yesterday in the chat. So immediately I see there's a support right here. It's lower than the previous support. That's something I'm going to keep note of. It also is only in the mean section, meaning, maybe we haven't got a surge of people that want to buy this right now. And anytime, usually, right? Anytime there's a line rendering lower than like this line here, that was a terrible circle. Terrible circle. Let's change that color too. There we go. So anytime you see like a line render there, right? We call it, a lot of people use the terminology falling knives or whatever. But basically you're buying something that's still selling. Well, one way we can, kind of react to these things that happen is seeing if the price was higher on the bounce than previous, and you can see it's not. So this could be maybe a smaller bounce. Let's see. We can plot resistance here, at 583-ish. And it's totally squeezing. And it has bounced before in this little VWAP section. You can see that the best bounce was this white one, which was rendering off the first line. So what I'm looking at here is this part right here. This white circle here, that was the best bounce, and now it's trying again at a little lower level. So let's just ID some supports. So I want to say we got to stay above this. We got to stay above this line here at 584. And if we break that, your support is going to be down to 560. So you're going to be retesting. If you watch the cursor on the upper left, you'll see that the cursor is moving for all the chart windows. And if you guys need assistance in setting up your charts and stuff, just hit me up. So yeah, you can see it would be retesting that previous support at 557 if it does want to drop. And then our max that I'm seeing, and we're being very, very conservative today. I'm just doing a 2-minute window. We're saying 6 minutes, okay, or 6 minutes. $6. Let's just say it's $6. Let's break even on that one. Okay. So next one, Amazon went up $11 yesterday. I don't know if you saw that. So we called it yesterday in the video that Amazon was one of those ones that's going to go up. So now if it wants to have a continuation of testing some new boundaries, let's just say the first one 330, 3,330, something around there. Let's just say that it has to hold above 3,303. So if it stays above 3,303, then we could see 330, and then if we could break that, then we're really going to be pushing up to 3,446. And of course our support, and sometimes these supports are like super far down, because the bands will just show you like a predictive model. So that support showing 3,215. But if we switch to Nessie, let's see if we can get a different support here. So there's even a tighter support. Well, no, I don't want to use that one. But you can use these previous supports. I'm just looking at it real quick. So 3,280, let's just say that. So that's another level that you could watch. But there is momentum is also showing down. So let's see if it gets caught up around that 3280 at the market open. And like I said, 3,400-ish, 35, depending on how far your plays are out. That's why I'd be looking for a decent level to take profit. AMC. So AMC looks like it's wanting to try to roll up again. It loves to tease the VWAP. I've been noticing that a lot. Definitely, you can definitely see how it just lures retail traders onto that technical for its popularity, or the indicator for its popularity. So yeah, we'll see how it rolls. It definitely looks like it did create a higher support from $30 up to 32. So we can just already call that 32 as our new support. And if we break that support, then our old support was at $30. And if you look at the lower right corner, you see that $30.62 is exactly where the line rendered on both. So we got a little bit of a correlation with the algos. So that's always helpful. So we have a $33 resistance is what I'm looking at on this line. This is some great information right now. $33 resistance. So if we break 33, our max is about 35.60 conservatively today. And again, our min is about $30. And then maybe on Monday or something, you guys tell me, right? This is all new for me doing these videos, getting out of my comfort zone. But we should always get out of our comfort zones. That's how we're gonna grow. If you get too comfortable with something, that's how you just fall into these habitual traps, and you never really see how far you can push yourself. So doing these videos or social stuff like this is always a tough one for me. I had speech issues when I was a kid, and I had some hearing issues when I got out after my previous deployments. So it's just been a thing, right? It's I but the thing is, I push through it, and I do my best to not allow it to hold me down. And socialness that's the thing, and so that's what I'm doing. But yeah, where was I going with this? Of course, I lost. Oh yeah, so if you guys want, and you can request this, we can do maybe like a weekly or monthly out ticker suggestions. So you guys can look at something that's more of a longer term hold. And you want me to analyze it live on YouTube. We can do that, or a pre-recording. Just let me know in the comments. You can also let me know in the comments what tickers you're seeing. It doesn't have to be stocks. It can be crypto. It could be Forex. That's the beautiful thing about our system. We can do anything. We can see any security or instrument, and give you a price level on it. That's the beautiful thing. So these price levels, you have, right? A lot of people sometimes rely on people learning plays, and I understand that. I really do, because you're busy at work or whatever you're doing. You don't have time to look through all the tickers on the S&P 500 list and find which ones are going to go up and stuff. And yeah, you got a busy life. We all do, right? But you just remember, though, when you rely on someone else, you're also putting yourself in a very vulnerable situation, where you never really grow, right? You're just using that kind of strategy to grow your money. But that's very risky, right? Because you're still using like a human bias for because people make mistakes. However they set their alerts or they make mistakes. It happens. So it's better to make your own mistakes, and it's better to learn how to set your own trades, right, and not rely on others. And see, Ami, we build a self-sufficient system that will self-sustain you for a very long time. You don't have to play the get rich scheme. Okay, this is a false system. It's a false way of looking at things. Wealth doesn't play that way. The wealth is very, very accurate and precise to for people in the billionaires and whatnot, how they grow their money. A lot of them, it's all about branding, and they use us, right? They use the little people to grow themselves. So acknowledging that, let's not fall into the same trap, right? To grow their brands, or to just give money to the brokerages and just lose it all. That's not cool. So that's what we do at Omni, is we give you a new system that makes you self-sufficient. And I joke around with the guys and say, I'll go to Alaska, I'll go and teach some Eskimos my system, and I guarantee you they'll have like a 70 to 80% trading rate, trading win loss. Guarantee it. So anyways, back to the charts. Let's look at Bitcoin. See, this is why you don't short Bitcoin, right? There's a time that you want to short it, like we talked before. I'm just going to remove all these lines because I don't need them, right? You could see where there was heavy, let me just pop this open here. So you can see where there was heavy resistance through Nessie, right? And it looks like it's going to retest, and it's a little bit of squeeze through here, and it looks like it might try to retest that 46,625 range again, okay? Our support, though, is about 45,855. So you could see the best time to sell is when it hits these gray ranges, and we've covered that before in other videos. So people, trying to sell in this red range is, this is where they're getting eaten up from. This is where they're getting liquidated. So don't sell in these zones. Always sell up here. Okay? But always get confirmation that it's selling on other time frames as well. And if you don't feel comfortable selling in these little gray zones, then sell off the line, wait for a break on the line and then sell. See, you'll see like it'll tease this level, but eventually it will break, right? So just get confirmation that it drops below it and then sell it, right? It's not incredibly hard. You just have to be more confident. That's it. So let's check something else. I saw Tesla bounced up too, which is good. Maybe we'll start seeing some newer highs. This is our new, I would say, new resistance at 725.47. Okay, so we'll look at the bands to see if how much it wants to move today. And just because these bigger bands are kind of squeezing through, you can see the lower bands are wanting to kind of surge this price up higher. And since we're on a higher time frame, I'm going to look at the top deviation at about 737. So let's just round about whole number 740. Let's see if we get a 740. There we go, right there, 740. About right there in that resistance. That's where I think Tesla's trying to go today. They hit 727. That was the previous sell or resistance. So breaking that 725, since we already can see it on the line quicker, we break that, we're going to get up to 740. So just a good example of a long term. We can use a higher time frame for the bands just to see if we can get some more information. So we got 745 off this deviation, 770 or 766, and 790. If we go really high up, all the way up to 900, right? But that's a way longer play. And of course, if you guys want me to do longer out plays, because school's starting for some of you and whatnot, then we can definitely do that, and we can get some nice swing trades set up for you guys. Is there anything else I want to cover today? We covered AMC, we covered Bitcoin. We can look at NEO. It's still kind of like hugging on support. It might still be like a range base trade where it hits like 45. We know 45 is the level it needs to break, so we don't need to like touch base too much. Zoom's kind of fighting the VWAP right now, and so you can see I'm barely like looking at these charts. Barely looking at them. Now, if you see something that stops rendering like this, it's because there's not enough data for the algos. So we got a bounce here, all the way down here at the 541. That thing's been playing off for a couple days now, and we have our resistance at 364. So 364 would actually be a better support to hold. If it breaks above the support, we have another resistance at 371. that would get us above the VWAP on the higher time frame, and then maybe a little bit of room at 380. So 380 all the way down to 315, which we don't want to see, but if it keeps rejecting this level, yeah, 315. So I think that's it. For today. Yeah, so again, take advantage of the ticker suggestion that's in our server on the Discord. Add your tickers in there, and of course in the comment section, if you guys want to get a longer term analyze outlook on some of these tickers, hit me up, and if we get enough, I'll definitely do it. But that's all the time I got for today. You know what? Enjoy your weekend. Hopefully it cools down a little bit. Go mow your lawn. Do a good deed. Do something for someone else that probably doesn't have any funds, or maybe their mobility is impaired, and just help someone out in your community. All right, man. That's all the time I got. Thank you.